Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to another reading. I'm just going to jump right in here to the energies. I pulled the tarot and the oracle cards. So right away, Sagittarius, I'm seeing that the overall energy for the reading is the Empress card. So this reading is really going to be all about your personal sense of empowerment, self-love, fulfillment, and kind of coming into the highest version of yourself with the Empress through self-love. The oracle cards that I pulled here are transformation, trust, and courage. And then the oracle card at the bottom of the deck that flew out at the end was possibilities. So it's looking like there's a lot of possibilities that are available to you now, possibly doors that are opening to you, kind of new ventures coming out here and approaching you, and you're approaching them. And these possibilities are asking you to transform yourself in new ways. And in order to transform yourself, it's taking trust and courage. And so the universe is kind of calling on you not only to transform and to have your butterfly moment, but to have the trust and the courage to allow the full process to take place. I'm very much seeing that you may be stepping into what I would call a butterfly moment where you've entered a cocoon and you are emerging as this sort of stronger version of yourself or fuller version of yourself. And a lot of it seems to be fueled by self love here. Recent readings, we talked about kind of leading with your heart space and moving into a future that is very heart centered for you. And I see that really taking shape here. Now, whoever I'm talking to here may be going through some pretty intense changes. When I clarified the Empress card, we got the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Death card. So it's almost like this change may have been destined for some of you or may have been meant to be, and it could be something you're experiencing now or something that you're about to be experiencing. And when I clarified the Death card, we got the Death card again. So Scorpio energy is very present here, and that makes sense because it is around the Scorpio full moon right now. I think that's tomorrow on Tuesday. And so whatever is changing or closing out here is very much in that full moon Scorpio energy, which is about endings, spiritual transformation, and definitely endings taking place so that something can begin. Because in the experience of death, we have sort of this massive ending that takes place so that there can be a spiritual transformation and so that the soul can be reborn eventually. And so you're kind of going through something like that here on Earth. When I clarify the Death card also, we get the Death card, the Six of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles. So for many of you, something could be coming to a close that you've been giving to or giving your energy to for a long time. For many of you, this could be something you've been giving your energy to for 6 to 8 months or 6 to 8 years or 6 months, 8 months, a year, around that length of time. But it's looking like it's time for this thing to come to a close so that you can devote your energy towards something that will ultimately serve you a lot better and be a lot more empowering for you and your sort of overall path. Many of you, this could be a career thing, but others of you, this is just something that you've invested your energy into for a long time. So that could be a relationship, it could be a spiritual journey, it could be something in your home or something with your family. But whatever it is, it's something that you've already contributed a lot of energy to, and it's looking like it's time for this thing to close out, whatever it is, so that you can kind of ascend not only to the next level in your life, but to the next level of yourself. So let's get into the tarot here. Right away, I see we have the Chariot, the Devil, and the Hermit. So Spirit's asking you or has asked you to kind of work on healing maybe some fears that you have around the path that you're on, or some fears that you have around where you're going, or possibly that's something that you've had to heal in the past in order to kind of get to the step that you're at now of kind of closing whatever this is out. So let's take a look at that path that you're on. We've started several readings now with the Chariot card, which is interesting because I definitely shuffle the cards quite a bit. But with the Chariot coming out, it shows me that the Sagittarius collective that's listening right now is very much on a certain path, or very much, moving forward in their lives in a specific way. I'm also getting that animals could be present for you here with the Chariot. That represents a very cat-like energy, and the devil represents sort of the goat. And so pets or animals could be significant to someone who is listening here. I know my cat Sasha is begging for my attention right now, but we're going to go ahead with this reading. So let's take a look at the Chariot card. Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. So this is something that you've been thinking about for a while, something that maybe you thought about starting a while ago or began kind of devoting your energy to a while ago, but there may have been some fears kind of getting in your way around actually pursuing this with the devil, or maybe some constraints that you felt like you couldn't find your way out of. Let's take a look at the devil energy. Strength, Three of Cups, Seven of Cups. It's almost like something involved in this has been really overwhelming. This could possibly be your own thoughts or emotions. The cups definitely represent emotions. So maybe sometimes you feel really positive about this path that you've been on or this thing that you wanted to start. And maybe other times you felt really overwhelmed, or you felt happy, and then you feel sad, and then you feel angry, and then you feel annoyed. And so your feelings could have been all over the place around this, or whatever it is could just be kind of emotionally loaded for you. It could just trigger a lot of emotions for you, and there could be something around maybe wondering what other people are going to think or how this is going to affect other people. And all of that kind of gets in your head and maybe has like prevented you from moving forward. And you're on the Chariot, you're on your way towards whatever this is, but that sort of overthinking, overfeeling energy really needed to come to a close in order for you to come through this healed and ready to pursue whatever this is. And I see that that's something that you have been working on here with the Hermit. That's the energy of the healer or someone going within in order to heal themselves and maybe shift their perspective and kind of take this wider lens around what it is that has been bothering you. So let's take a look at the Hermit. The Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Moon. There's this feeling underneath it all that you're actually moving towards whatever this is very quickly, and that it's going to make you very happy. It's almost like your higher self knows on some level that whatever you're moving towards is going to make you feel a certain level of satisfaction and fulfillment, but it's like maybe it hasn't all been revealed to you yet, or you haven't quite seen the fruits of your labor yet, or you're not exactly sure how you're going to get there. And so because it's hidden from you how this is going to happen, or when it's going to happen, or what it's going to look like, that's when those thoughts have kind of gotten in the way. But there is a message here for anyone who has been worried about the beginning stages of this path, or am I going to get where I'm going? Sasha, it's okay. Go lay down. Go lay down, Sash. That you're going to be okay, you know. You're going to get that wish fulfillment that you've been seeking. It's coming straight for you, whether or not you're heading straight for it. It's coming straight for you. So you can't really miss whatever this happiness is with this thing that you're pursuing. But I see that you kind of shoot yourself in the foot a little bit when you get overwhelmed with those thoughts and emotions that kind of run wild in your head. And the challenge there with the Strength card is to kind of hold back that energy of overwhelm that maybe kind of sweeps you off your feet sometimes. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the recent past for you related to this. Let's move into the current energies and take a look at your energy here with the Queen of Cups. You're showing up in this very soft, receptive energy. Show me the Queen of Cups. Two of Wands, the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands. There's this feeling of wanting to trust your intuition, or knowing that you need to trust your intuition or your higher self, but then there's this blockage around actually doing that or actually receiving those messages. What's the blockage there with the Seven of Wands? King of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Page of Cups. There could be this feeling that you need validation from someone else that ends up sort of blocking you from trusting yourself, because you're looking outside of yourself for someone else to kind of match your energy or affirm your energy and say, yeah, you're on the right path. And actually everything that you need is within you. And you may not even realize that when you're looking outside yourself for validation, you're going a little bit further away from your higher self. So what is your higher self trying to say to you here? What is the higher self trying to say to the Sagittarius who's listening to this reading? The Star, the Page of Swords, the Hierophant. Your higher self is trying to say that you're going to go very far here. You just kind of have to figure out how to do it. You're very much on your path. Your higher self is also maybe trying to show you the path that you're looking for. If you're wondering, am I on the right path? Am I going in the right direction? Spirit here is saying, look towards what it is that you deeply desire. And kind of use that as a guiding light with the star, and then kind of build a structure around that desire. So if you are feeling confused or you're needing to ground yourself, go within and say, what is it that I truly, truly want in my heart? Like, what is it that kind of pulls me forward and gets me out of bed every day and helps me feel passionate? Because that is the thing that's going to kind of pull you through those moments of disillusionment or struggle. I see you kind of reflecting a lot here with the Seven of Pentacles to the Tower. There may be a change that is coming in for you. You could be ushering in this change, or it could be happening kind of externally from you. And I see you really considering things, and then that Tower energy kind of comes through. Before we take a look at the Seven of Pentacles, I want to take a look at the Tower, and I'm just going to grab another deck over here. I see you kind of wanting to evaluate all your options and be logical. So some of you may know that this tower is coming, or you may have already experienced it, or there's just a certain level of thought around that. Let's take a look at the tower here. Two of Wands, Judgment, Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. So then let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles. The Empress, the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands. So there's a decision that it looks like you're trying to make, Sagittarius, or maybe you've already made it. But whatever it is, you're wanting to put in a lot of deep thought and reflection on this before you kind of make this move. Because it's something that, with the Death card and the overall energy, could bring about a certain ending in your life. Now, I'm seeing this as a positive thing. This is something that ultimately you're hoping will lead to a higher level of empowerment with the Empress card and with the Four of Wands stability. And you're kind of looking at this decision and you're saying, is this going to bring me the stability and the empowerment that I'm wanting here, right? And I'm getting that all signs are pointing to yes, that whatever this is very much needs to phase out, but because it's something that you may need to take the action to phase out yourself or to end yourself, you're putting a lot of thought into it of, is this a good place to put my energy? Is it okay to make this decision to close out whatever this is, etc., etc.? Because whatever this change is that you are bringing about is going to definitely shift something in your foundations. So maybe along with your career, your home, your family, a relationship, or just a status quo that you've experienced. It's like, in order for you to go to that next level and have your butterfly moment, you're having to massively shift or end something here that could look almost deeply uncomfortable for you. With the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and then the Six of Cups, I'm seeing that this could bring up deeply rooted fears from your childhood or from your inner child, possibly around abundance or receiving everything that you need. And that could be kind of highlighted as you go through this shift, this change, but it's almost like those fears that are coming up around your stability or around this inner child fear, they're actually coming up because in order for you to move to the next level of your life and of your spiritual path, you're having to work through those energies once and for all and begin to phase those out as well so that you can go into the cocoon and emerge a butterfly. So Let's take a look at the Nine of Wands in the future energy. You have two nines here, the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords. And nines represent completion and ending, or being almost to the end, almost near your destination. And it's like as you near that destination, something comes up from your past in terms of, I think, how you're thinking or what you're thinking about. Not necessarily like someone or something physically comes up from your past, although that could be the case as well. But there's almost a message here of when you're feeling really burnt out or anxious, try to return to your inner child energy and give yourself a little bit more gentleness, because you're going through big transformative energies and there's a lot that's moving around under the surface of your life as well. And there's a message here that you want to be super gentle with yourself, the way you would be gentle with a newly emerged butterfly. So let's take a look at this Nine of Wands. Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, the Tower. Yeah, something is ending here, and as it ends, or as it shifts, as it changes, it brings up a certain level of defensiveness or guardedness for you, where possibly it feels like, oh my god, everything's falling apart, and so I have to kind of put my hackles up, put my guard up, and protect myself, and be really, really, really logical here. And so some of you, even though you're making this change for yourself, at the same time, I see you trying to logic your way out of it and figure out, how can I make sure 100% that I come away from this change perfectly fine. And in doing so, you may unintentionally circumvent the point of the change, or miss the point of the change, go around it, where this thing has to fall away so that there can be a momentary lapse of control, so that you can step into a softer energy that's more guided by the heart, by intuition, and by destiny, and you kind of come in wanting to control it or make sure it all makes sense, or that you're going to land on your feet and you can just plan it all out. And there's a message here about changing and shifting that energy within yourself and allowing the massiveness of this change in your life to bring about your heart space, or to bring about a softer energy with the Page of Cups. And it's looking like that's very difficult for you to do. It's like, even if some of you are making this change yourself, it's like part of you wants this change, and then part of you is like, wait, I have to make sure that I'm all set, I'm all ready. And in some ways you kind of have to let yourself get swept away by this change and really let it carry you into the next phase of your life, rather than trying to like row your boat as hard as you can against the current. Let the current take you where it's going to take you. Let's take a look at that Nine of Swords. There is a lot of stress around this, a feeling of, okay, I'm trying to let the current take me, but I'm scared and I'm tired and I just want to row my boat to safety, And at the same time that you're thinking all of that, this massive shift is going on that's kind of pulling you outside of your routine. The Hierophant, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. There's this feeling of you wanting to hold on to the way that things were. And it's very enticing. And you're like, I was perfectly stable and happy and validated. It almost felt like the part of you that needs validation to go on whatever new path you're going on now, it didn't need validation before. Maybe you had a certain job and you're leaving that job, and now that you're leaving the job, you're not sure if you're going to be okay. And you're like, well, in that other job that I had, it was safe. I knew that I was in the right place. I clocked in every morning and I was told that I was doing good. And if I wasn't doing good, they told me that, and then I could just change my behavior and so on and so forth. It felt to a certain level like you knew what to expect. You knew what was coming for you, and now you don't. And it's incredibly stressful. It's incredibly triggering for you. But actually the whole point right now is for you to relax and go with the course of things, the sort of natural flow that this is bringing in, and to really let go of expectations, let go of your need for validation, let go of your need to be right, let go of your need to have everything under control, to be mentally, financially, emotionally stable. Just let all of that kind of fall to the wayside, because what you're embarking on right now is actually a very personal experience, and it's something that only you are going to be able to validate for yourself. And you're going to feel that validation when it comes. It's going to be sort of inevitable, because you're just going to be a beautiful butterfly. You know, the butterfly never says, am I a butterfly now? The butterfly just is, you know, and that's kind of the energy that eventually you're going to be embodying. And the more that you try to hold on to your sense of control or of doing what's right, the more you kind of lose sight of the overall experience and the current and the direction that the current is kind of naturally trying to move you in. Let's take a look at the Six of Cups. By the way, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if this reading is resonating for you. If you've already liked and subscribed, thank you so much. Let's take a look at that Six of Cups. High Priestess, Justice, King of Pentacles. Ultimately, it's like the universe is going to hand you success in this endeavor, or like it's coming towards you in the future. But again, with the High Priestess, it's like how we had the Moon card in the past. It's not something you can see. Like, you can't exactly see the way that things are going to balance out, or exactly how secure you're going to be. And you really, truly, with the Trust card coming out here, you know, with transformation, trust, and courage coming out in our oracle cards, it's like you really do just have to have the courage to trust in the transformation process itself, and just kind of enter the cocoon and go through all the stages that you go through as a changing butterfly. And Spirit's saying, like, we can't even tell you right now exactly how good you're going to be on the other side of this cocoon, but we got you, and you're going to come out stronger and more stable than maybe you've ever been before. So, really good energies. Anything else you want to say about the Six of Cups? It comes through as like a gift that's being given to you. So if you're feeling, you know, alone, or like you don't have other people around you, there's a very strong message. I'm getting goosebumps right now for whoever's listening, that you do have spirit guides on the other side who are with you every step of the way. Like, you don't even have to call them in. They're just there with you all the time. And they want to bring you the justice and the abundance that you deserve, and that, you know, your soul is desiring. But you have to let them bring it to you. And when you stress and you put your guard up and you fight the process, you know, you may think that you're helping yourself, but you're actually fighting off the energy that Spirit is trying to deliver to you. So let's take one more look at the Six of Cups, and then we'll pull 3 cards of advice from the universe. 5 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Page of Swords. Yeah, Spirit wants you to move away from looking at what could go wrong and start looking for what could go right. And I think that's why the possibilities came out here. The possibilities card is because, you know, it's about perspective, and you can focus on all the things that are scary about this change, or you can focus on all the possibilities. And the more you focus on all the possibilities with this change, the more you're going to see possibilities, and the more you're going to find possibilities. And you're going to be focused less and less on that more negative, heavy energy, and you're going to let more of that lighter, abundant energy come in for you. So, before we close out the reading, let's get 3 cards of advice from Spirit. The Hermit, 2 of Cups, the Knight of Wands. They're kind of saying, just watch for how much we're going to give you, because it's coming in, and it's coming in fast. And so they're kind of saying, just you wait, you know, it's coming, and it's coming through as a gift from the universe, and it's coming straight for you. You can't dodge this. You can't miss this, because whatever this is meant for you, and it's going to come through an incredibly beautiful, transformative energy. So that's what I have for you, my beautiful Sagittarius butterflies. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated, and I'll see you next time.